Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this new session about NQ and Nasdaq. And happy Friday to everyone. It's been a very interesting week, and together we have Patrick, which is one of our trader managing our pro team in our pro room, and we also have Maciej. So welcome, guys.
Hello, traders.
Welcome, everyone. Nice to have you all here. So let's start, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think I'm going to pass it on to Maciej very shortly, but I think one thing we wanted to go over is within the dashboard, we want to understand the volatility first of the asset that we are looking for. So we're going to look at NQ today, but it's very important that you have a broader understanding of what's going on in the market. So together with our VRP cross-asset monitor, we can actually look at major asset classes. So we have SPX and QQQ here, but we also have gold and silver. So clearly everybody's aware of what's going on with gold and silver, but we now can see that the volatility risk premium for the past year is at the highest it has been. So there's an increasing volatility premium. So implied volatility is actually priced really high right now on gold and silver. And together with that, we can also see a similar pattern happening on SPX and QQQ. Which is very important because as traders, we want to understand where our risk is, where our opportunities are, and how far can the market move, right? So today, we're going to go over that, but maybe we'll jump into the chart. But before we do that, maybe Patrick, we go over one of the tweets that you posted this morning, and then we can go and see at the level. So this morning at around 6:18 a.m. Eastern time, Patrick showed his kind of a daily setup for NQ. Together we overlay the NDX, the white line is the NDX, and basically this was posted this morning. Clearly we see that there is a potential from this one-day main move to kind of move back higher towards this kind of put support. And if we look at kind of like what the price action has done, we kind of went from the level that was highlighted in the Twitter here, all the way up to kind of like put support. Now we're kind of stalling in this range here. And I don't know if Patrick, you want to add something there.
Yeah, so I think why I was tweeting this, maybe you can open this again, that I can explain this. So for me, one of the most important thing, and this is what I'm teaching the people, maybe you be in a premium room or you be in a pro room. One thing, what matters for me is that you can really understand in simple term how you use the gamma levels as futures trader. I be also in futures trader. I'm really honest to you. I'm not an options traders. For me, it's really important how I can read, how I can understand the levels, and how I can use it. And I was understand it directly, really clear. You see the white line. You see the white level. So this is from the NDX. I was seeing directly, and look at this. We are on the high wall area. This is, by the way, the gamma flip, where we're flipping from positive gamma to negative gamma regime. And we're touching this level all the time. And I see also we are above one-day min on the green line. This is from the NQ. And we have an open space. Open space means for me open opportunities where we can take money possible. So we have a plan A for the long. And I want to see first that I will taking my guns into this trade that we're breaking the high wall level from the NDX. And this was already happened. We was breaking the high wall. We're getting high volatility. We're flipping from negative to positive gamma regime. And voila, the trade was really strong. Look at the candles, how they was forming. This is the 1 minute candle chart. This was exactly the opportunity where we're looking for. And if you was thinking like, hey, this came from the one-day min and GEX1, no, boy. We was already on a high wall area where high volatility kicks in. And this is something what I want to teach you how to use this, how to trade with this, and take deep dives in the pro room with you.
Yeah. And then, thank you, Patrick. And then, Maciej, I'm going to add it back to you. I'm going to pull up your charts. Really interesting setup you have there. Maybe you want to share with us what you see there and how we can kind of use the data for setting up our daily plan.
Of course. Usually I use clusters and technical analysis to catch my idea and trades. I'm similar like Patrick, futures trader. So our point of view for the market very often is the same. So what we have? Boom, our map for today on Nasdaq. Let's go. Right now, as you can see from the bigger picture, after the week with the rolling period, we covered this gap one time. Last week, this big drop is only Friday, 1 day covered, 21 days. And right now, we are sitting in range. Last highs was around 25.400. The lows is zone between 24,250 to 24,160 plus minus as a zone. And still, whole this week, we are spending, as you see, in the range between high and lows. From Menthor Q perspective right now and price action, take a look. We break this diagonal. We stop exactly like you have pictured a few minutes ago, where is cluster of GEX, 1 day minimum, blind spot 7, and then we are going higher. We smash GEX 2. Right now, we are in the box between put support 0 DTE to call resistance gamma wall 0 DTE, and we can also in this box have two zones. The first one, blind spot 1, blind spot 10, HVL 0 DTE, and put support. The top of the range of this box, call resistance, gamma wall, blind spot 3, and HVL. Later, call resistance will be our first resistance, and another zone, GEX 5, 1 day max with blind spot 8, blind spot 6, and blind spot 5. And very often, we can check, especially today, what is going on from option perspective on futures. Why? Because today we have expiration. One of the leg also very famous of JPM collar today will expire, one of the three parties. So let's check what we have today. 16th of October. Less data. You can also check each time what kind of data and time step you have. So for today, first expiration, 7th of October 25. As we can see, flip point for futures is sitting around 24,700. Above, we have positive gamma regime. Below, negative, if you know what it means, extended moves. Another expiration, so Monday. Take a look what kind of different pictures we have. Be careful today. As you can see, gamma exposure expiring today, 23.5% of whole gamma on the market. From technical analysis, also, how you can use Menthor Q, voila! This is one of the schemat of distribution. One of the basic rules from technical analysis when you have Wyckoff, distribution phase on the tops. And as you can see, if we change from candlesticks to the line, take a look how similar it looks and where we are sitting in the big zone. And one question is, who will win this battle? Because perhaps this is end of correction with the news about USA, China, Russia. Maybe it's the end, and we right now creating new impulse to the upside. But if not, remember, it could be also plan B period when perhaps bigger correction starts. Would you like something to add, Patrick, to this?
I think he was giving this on the point. There's there's only one thing what I'm teaching every single day because it's so important. As you know, the blind spots, I be the part of the blind spots, and
Yes, you are
I know how strong are the blind spots. And Fabio, he was mentioned this also very often in events, how to use the blind spots and all the stuff. But one thing what I was learning since we developing the blind spots was every time when you see a blind spot on a major gamma level, you can expect it strong reactions if we come there. We can tell you if this will be holding as support or resistance, or if we're going through. What I highly believe is that there are strong liquidity. And this is already what you're seeing on the chart here, where we was mapping this out. You must say was nothing different. You was connecting the blind spots with the gamma level. So we have this below, we have the BL7 with the 1-day min and the GAX level, boom, mapping this out. We have the high wall 0DTE and put support 0DTE. There are sitting also some blind spots. Boom, we mapping this out. Above, we have our core resistance with blind spots supporting gamma levels. And voila, you have your area of interest. And the last part, above, you have this on the same way. And if you don't understand something about options levels, gamma levels, because you have a completely different style, but you need or you want a second confirmation for your trading entries and exit based on your strategy. Maybe you're an ICT trader. Maybe you trading trend lines and support and resistance. Maybe you trade whatever. You're using SMA, RSI. There are so many strategies outside. But with this system, you have a strong second confirmation, because as you can see, and we can prove this to you day by day by day by day, how this will be reacting, and you will see reaction there, and then you can connect this with your trading strategy. And I believe if you understand this concept, it's so simple and easy, you can become a better trader on your trading journey. Maybe this is exactly the missing puzzle what you need.
If not, in this period, we have also something else for you. And I think it's something good, in current period of no CFTC reporting, we have a solution for you. If you want, check it out. New statistics every day. Boom, CTA positions for today, from yesterday, from a month ago, percentile, and 3-month Z-score. So you have such a big opportunity here, and very, very big kind of tools you can use when you are futures traders, option traders, and you start your investing journey.
And also to add to that, think about, you mentioned technical analysis, right? So
yeah,
about what you do when price reaches support or resistance, right? When price gets broken, support becomes, so if we break support, it becomes a new resistance. If we break resistance, it becomes a new support, right? Is the same.
This is how clusters works. Very simple, like a magnet.
Exactly. But it's the same concept, but on top of that, you actually know that there is hedging activity going on at that level. So the difference between an historical support is that you assume that more buyers or sellers will come in because they are monitoring that level, but it's not really a mechanism that is automatic, right? When we look at
maybe quick lesson. When we haven't got any perspective to looking what CFTC fellas are doing, we have tools covered each day, and we know exactly how it changed. Connection the dots, technical analysis, options level, CTAs, and other stuff. What you need else? Only idea for a trade. And s'il vous plaît, madame, monsieur, everything should work for you.
Yeah. And I don't know, Patrick, let's see if we got questions. I don't know if you have anything to add there.
I have something I'm waiting all the time. So You also mentioned something in the beginning, the dashboard and based on the volatility. But my question is, if you be in futures traders, because this is the NQ futures playbook session, how you should be used this? If you be not an options trader, what are this telling you? How you can interpret this based on your entries, on your exit, based on your risk management? Maybe Fabio, you can take 5 minutes. How will the NQ users can use it? That they looking every single day and make this as daily routine to watch this stuff.
Yeah, and I'll take charge of this. So the first thing that is important, right? So a lot of our models are focused on options data. And there is a very, very important reason why. First, options data can reveal a lot of hedge because it's data that is not as easy as other data sets to understand, to manage. Is a vast data set, and not a lot of retail traders are able to really get the gist of what option mean. But at the same time, they can reveal a lot of really interesting information. So even if you are a futures trader and you are ignoring the option markets, it's kind of like you're trading blind, or you're missing the full picture. And the reason is that investors, and I'm talking about institutional investors, they look at the future and they don't look at the past. They do not trade using charts, so they do not have the same chart that Masai has on his desktop. They trade using data, they trade using positioning, they trade using volatility. They take bets based on potential outcomes. So a potential outcome can be coming from a macro narrative. So what's going on now with China and the US? That is a narrative that will completely change the strategy of an institutional investor. And again, they're not day trading, they're like trading for longer term. Some funds are also day trading, like CTAs and stuff, but we're looking more at the institutional side. So they would look at the narrative, and then they would look at the data. So what we see here is really the bets that the institutions and the retail traders are taking on NQ by looking at the exposure across the full option chain. In this case, we're looking at the future, but if we look at the ETF or the asset that moves, like the Nasdaq or the QQQ, or like the SPY, very, very important. And I want to show you a really important use case. So we're talking about NQ, but you should also always monitor what's going on in the correlated asset. That's why we develop our blind spots. If we look at SPY in this case, we can clearly see that we are in a very bearish territory coming from the option side, and we are in a very, very high volatile environment, right? If we look at the Q score here, we were very bullish a few days ago, so about a week and a half. This was maybe the Friday before the big drop. The market started to react on SPY, right? They started to really getting worried, adding protection, adding negative gamma to the option chain, and this could have been captured by looking at the big drop here, right? So once you see this, you can kind of get your bias, and then once you get this, you can also come here and look at the level. So here we have a massive level on SPY at 650 here. So what happens when we get to that level is going to act as a strong support area. But if the market goes down and the narrative changes to the downside, then we're going to see a very strong inflection point because of the way dealers and market makers need to hedge once we break through these levels. So by looking at this chart, you can see how much option activity we have. You can look at the values. You can if you don't know how to do that, we can teach you, and we have documentation about it. But basically, those are reaction areas because there is a lot of underlying option activity going on these assets. And the reason is institutions are taking bets on what's going to happen in the next few weeks. They're taking bets on what's going to happen in the next few months, and they're taking bets what could happen next year or the following year, and they are positioning themselves throughout the option chain by using options. I don't know if that makes sense, Patrick.
Makes totally sense for me.
And so just to go back to your question, as a future trader, you want to get as much information in as little time as possible to be able to make decisions. Because of course the market moves really fast. So you cannot really spend 2 weeks thinking of what NQ is going to do, because then you're going to be losing your edge and potentially act on the information.
Because what is at the moment the biggest issue for the people when they be a trader? Many people are smart and they reduce all the noises on his desk. But if you be a beginner trader or you be in the early stage of your career, you try to get as much as possible as information. Maybe you have X amount of tools, X amount of news sources, X amount of analyst comments, X amounts of everything. And the big issue with this is you lose your focus. You have no more idea what you should be really trust and how you can build of all this information your edge. I think, Fabio, I speak for us. Here on Menthor Q, we're trying to collect as much as possible data, relevant data from the options market, and present this to you as easy as possible and as actionful as possible. And this is one of our goals. So that's why I'm also posting this today on X, how you can read this, how you can understand this. Because you can have maybe the best information from the market, the news sources, everything tells you something. But if you have levels there, if you have models there where can help you to build an edge, where can help you to become a better trader without all the noises, you should try it out. You should not give up too early if you be a new user. You should give your time to understand the principle. We know exactly, Fabio, how powerful Menthor Q is. And our goal is also to make it as simple as possible for you. That's why, Fabio, we have also 3 new sessions for you, correct? When you be a premium member, you will have every single day from Monday to Friday and gold session for gold traders. We're starting in the Europe time. We have our Nasdaq NQ Playbook where we're going through this. If you be a pro member, we have our live trading session for you. And we have our SPX recap for you from Monday to Thursday. We have our power hour and market close for pro members. And we have also our live trading, the Globex Open for you. Also, where we're helping you to grow as a trader. And last but not least, we discuss at the moment in the pro room with our pro members if they want to have every single Sunday some group mentorship, where we're going through all their struggles, where they can present where they're struggling with. Maybe it's this risk management, patience, discipline, whatever. And we try to find as a group with like-minded people a solution for this. So that's really the power, what you need and what you have, by the way.
Yeah.
All right. I have nothing to add.
Yeah. So thank you, Patrick. So again, as Patrick mentioned, so we're starting a new chapter actually at Menthor Q, and next week we're gonna have some live events. So if you come to our YouTube channel next week on Thursday, we are gonna launch our quantitative intelligence. So it's our new AI tool that's going to be embedded into the Menthor Q platform. And the goal is, like Patrick mentioned, we want to be able to support you with data and with the power of artificial intelligence that we have today, to be able to make a better decision, to be able to understand your struggles, to be able to manage basically the risk that you're taking whenever you're trading. So not only give you access to data, but give you access to data that you can actually consume and make actionable. So next week, we're going to present our new quantitative intelligence. Quinn, some of you might have already tried it via our WhatsApp, but it's going to be embedded in our app. There's going to be a lot of new features, and we're going to present it on Thursday. So we're also launching a few new sessions next week for our pro members. We're going to have our Globex Open Wednesday and Thursday. And of course, if you are a premium member, we've been doing that since last week together with Maciej and Patrick. we have a European session, very, very insightful. I took part of one of these sessions last week. It was great. We were talking about gold, great opportunities, great insights, especially from Masai and Patrick on gold, Forex, and then of course, Nasdaq is our bread and butter in the morning, every day via Zoom. So if you join us, you can access those sessions as well. And again, you'll be spending 5+ hours per day together with people like Patrick and Masai, who have been trading for 5 to 20 years with a lot of experience. And then, of course, you can access all the data and you can learn how to apply that for your strategy. So with that said, I think, Patrick, we have a few minutes left. Let's see if there are any questions. You can find all the links by scanning the QR codes or by going to mq.link/live. Everything is there for you guys. And then yes, so next week we're going to launch and release our artificial intelligence product, Quinn. Very excited about that. So we're going to share more insights next week. And then now we're just going to go back into the live sessions in about 15 minutes.
Yes, very excited about this.
Yeah, and thank you, Masai, of course, for your amazing presentation. That was awesome.
Thank you also. It's a pleasure for me, as you know.
All right, guys. I hope you guys found this useful, and we're going to be back on this live on X next Friday. But for all the other sessions, they're all going to be via Zoom. So come and join us, and you'll be able to take part of all these sessions together with our traders.
But I have a question, Fabio. Last question.
Yeah.
Are we making a mistake in our price?
Why?
It's so cheap.
I know. It's 48 hours. It's an early bird promotion, and we want to do this because a big new product is coming, and we want to be able to give you guys access and allow you to enjoy the tools that we provide.
All right. So
I think it's
we do this with reason. So let's go and grab your early bird discount, $499 premium, 12 months. Enjoy it. So you will have me, Masai, on the daily sessions with the playbook, SPX recap, and the gold session. So enjoy it. Grab your deal. I think personally, Fabio, this is a mistake, but let's see if people prove us wrong, if they like it, if they enjoy it. So come on, guys, grab your deal. It will not be cheaper, and it's now your part to take action. We already take our action. Now it's your part. So I would say happy weekend and think about capital preservation. Invest in you, invest in Menthor Q. We see us in the Discord.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Bye-bye, traders.